guest is a true master in the world of the metaverse, leading the extended reality business in Europe for the Accenture Technology Innovation Practice. If there is one person who can show us the ins and outs of this new dimension, it's him. Please welcome to the stage, Nick Rosa.
One, two, three. Can you hear me? Awesome. Okay. So this is great, and thank you so much for having me on the stage. I mean, the event is super impressive. I've been at AWE, Oculus Connect, Mobile World Congress. Seeing this kind of event organized by students is absolutely staggering. I mean, you all deserve a round of applause. This production is super, super, super good. Also, I am very, very aware of being the last thing between you and a huge amount of beer. So I will try to be quick, I will try to be entertaining, and I will try to make this remote control work. It works. So my name is Nick Rosa, and I work for Accenture, been at Accenture for about 5 years. Before that, I've been at IBM. Before that, I've been to many mobile companies. But before that, my passion was in video games and entertainment. I worked for Spotify, I worked for Atari, and obviously when the metaverse and AR and VR came all together a few years ago, I saw all of my passion coming together, the technology, the platforms, the ecosystem, the business. So I'm here today to demystify the metaverse a little bit. There will be some of the content that you saw on one of the previous presentations, but I hope that I will be able to do a double click on all the different topics that are most important for you future entrepreneurs that are here in the room. Okay, so let's start. First of all, we are living in a new digital landscape. We all know that right now, most of our conversations are happening on WhatsApp. Most of our conversations are happening on Zoom. We are working on Teams. We are connecting with our friends using TikTok, Instagram. It's impossible to find a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox Series X on the shelves. And I feel it for you gamers because I had to wait 2 months to buy mine. So the digital life is becoming integral part of our real life. It's the way that we are connecting with our friends. It's the way that we are working. And this is getting an acceleration. The pandemic created an acceleration in the way that the adoption of this technology is working. So at Accenture, we define the metaverse, the Internet of Place, and it's an evolution of the Internet as we know it. In the 90s, we had what we was called the Internet of Data. So the Internet was a beautiful place with a promise of infinite knowledge, where people could access a lot of data in a very passive way, requesting them. There was not much value from the stuff that we were getting from the internet, where there were a lot of very interesting websites that were no more than glorified brochures. I mean, with all this fog, I feel like the singer from the Aerosmith here on stage, but it's fine. Cool. So now in the 2000s, we had the Internet of People. The Internet of People, obviously, we had the early use cases that started emerging. We had an exit from what we call the era of digital primitives. So the digital primitives are those use cases, the initial use cases like the glorified brochures in the 90s of the internet era that are not exactly very transformational, are just a copy, a skeuomorphic copy of what the different use cases from previous medium were used by people. So glorified brochures, early 2000 Internet of People. We started using MySpace. Who remembers MySpace here? Wow, okay, I'm very old. Cool, so we had MySpace, and we had our friends from MySpace over there, and then quickly replaced by Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then all the other websites, TikTok, you name it. So the early 2000 Internet of People connected people all together. And then from 2007, we all became cyborg. We started going back home if we left our mobile phone at home, because it's impossible for us to live without our mobile phone. We are dependent from our mobile phone. We are connected with the others through our mobile device. So the early 2000s became the Internet of Things. We started having our smart TV, our smart car, a smart meter, and so on. And then into 2020, the beautiful pandemic started, and we all been in lockdown watching a lot of Netflix, a lot of Squid Game, and we all started socializing using Zoom, using WhatsApp, and the Gen Z and Gen M that have been using video games and platforms for a very long time, they started using those platforms to start socializing with their friends, to meet up with their friends, because they needed to do that. It's very important for them to be connected with other people. So the Internet of Place started being, and the metaverse is the Internet of Place. But what is a place? Let's define it. So a place is composed by 4 main components, and we'll analyze them one by one very quickly because I know that I don't have a lot of time. So we have space and time, continuity. So the Internet of Place is a place where if you move one thing from one place to the other, you will find it in that other place where you move it if somebody else comes to the room. So there's continuity to the place. It's always evolving, it's always changing, it's something that will be different in a week from now, it's going to be very different in 2 weeks from now. So space and time. People. There is no such thing as the metaverse without a social aspect of the metaverse. Let's talk about it, right? So there is extended reality, there is XR, it's good, single player experiences and so on, but the metaverse, as the metaverse from Neil Stephenson, is a social place where you meet other people, right? So it's a social place, it's a tribal place. It's a place where you find things. Nobody wants to be in an empty room. An empty room has no character. 4 walls, why you want to be there? There's no utility in being in that place. An exchange. And this is the magic word. It's not just about NFTs. It's not just about cryptocurrencies. It's not just about paying money for assets. It's also a personal growth exchange. Like, for example, I go to Ariana Grande's concert, not my favorite, but somebody will go. And they will have fun. Not me, but somebody else will have fun, okay? And this is a personal exchange. You get growth of your, I don't know, passion for music or passion for Ariana Grande or passion for very pop music, going to that place. If you go to an exhibition of a contemporary artist, of Banksy, just to say somebody that I like, you get personal growth and you get this exchange. All of this creates experience. Now, we define what is a place in the Internet of Place. Now, let's do a double click here. These are the metaverse attributes divided by form and function. Here on the left-hand side, you have the form, so basically what the metaverse looks like for people that are in the metaverse. And the function is on the other side, on the right, is basically what people can do in the metaverse. And we're going to do a very quick double click on all of them because I know that I have only 60 minutes, so I have to be quick, so you can get your beers. Physical place. What the hell are you talking about? We're talking about metaverse. Why physical place is a part of the metaverse? The most important use case of the metaverse is not virtual worlds. It's the fact that the metaverse is a lattice-like material that connects the digital world with the physical world. Okay? In the future, hopefully soon, because this has been said for years and years and years and years now, but they're coming. Augmented reality glasses, people will be able to see each other's assets and each other avatars in real life things that they purchased in digital platforms and will be available for everybody to see in the real world, along with a lot of other use cases that are utilitarian, like, for example, being in a networking event and see everybody's name because you have the LinkedIn app activated on your AR glasses, for example, which would be very useful for me because I forget names of everybody everywhere I go. So physical place, being able to create experiences that are connected to digital objects and digital experiences on a physical place. Virtual place, synthetic worlds and spaces, Roblox, the Decentraland, the Sandbox, Allspace, Fortnite, you name it. Spatial depth, third dimension, what differentiates the metaverse from Habbo Hotel, for example, or from Ultima Online for people that are from my generation, is the fact that basically you have three-dimensional graphics that is accessible from any device. Metaverse is not augmented reality, it's not virtual reality, it's also 2D screens that can be used from a TV, from your Xbox, and so on. We were talking about Microsoft that acquired Activision and is very, very at the forefront of the metaverse transformation right now. And that's true, because the metaverse will happen also on video game console. Creativity, probably the most important element of those. We were talking about experience. Without creativity, there's no experience. You want to go somewhere because you want to do something fun. You're going to go somewhere because you want to do something that is going to help you doing better your job, or is going to help you socialize with your friends, or is going to give you an experience. And without creativity, there's no experience. So the metaverse is all about experience. Then you have the technology, and then you have the business models around. Identity, being able to express yourself and being able to be whatever you want on the metaverse. So you can be a fairy, you can be a unicorn shouting, I don't know, rainbows to everybody, and you can be whatever you want. And it's a place for self-expression, very important. And this is also connected to all the business related to the digital asset. Why Gen Z and Gen M are buying digital asset? Because they want to express themselves. Exactly why you're all wearing different clothes here, except for the Squid Game people that I saw in the crowd. You want to self-express yourself. And this is why identity is so important. Community, the metaverse is social. You hang out with other people, it's a tribal place, you connect with other friends, based on your interest, based on what you like, based on music interest, based on sports interest, based on the brands that you like, Nike, Snoop Dogg, you name it. Virtual value, product, and market structure are the economy of the metaverse. They're basically based on scarcity. That's a beautiful thing that is connected to the blockchain technology. What is the blockchain? Blockchain is the unhackable technology that allows us to do transaction without any kind of centralized system, and allows you also to own a digital asset that is only yours for the first time in history. It's possible to buy a JPEG that has not been cut and pasted by somebody else, except, of course, you can cut and paste it from the NFT. But the certificate of the NFT is only yours, so it's univocally attached to your identity. And this creates a wonderful thing. It means that basically, not only you can own and purchase digital assets, but companies can allow creators to use their own IP to create what is called the creator's economy, a user-generated economy. Coca-Cola allowed the creators to build assets and drop them into metaverse worlds using their own IP that are attached to terms and conditions that are removable by Coca-Cola in case of infringement of those terms and conditions. So if you build something that is connected to political messages or, I don't know, child abuse, all this kind of stuff, Coca-Cola can remove that kind of NFT, and obviously you are banned from using that kind of tool. Also enables beautiful things, like for example, with an NFT, you can capitalize from second and third and fourth hand market. Imagine what happens with automotive or real estate or luxury goods. An automotive company can attach the key to turn on their car to an NFT that is connected to the mobile phone of the user, and basically when the user is going to purchase, the next user is going to purchase the car, part of the revenues of the sale of that car are going to go to the company that created the car. And you may say, why the user may want that? Because the NFT can be enriched by data. You, second-hand user, you want to know if that car had an accident, or had the parts replaced, or has been stolen, or has been used for a bank robbery, right? This comes with benefits. And the last but not least, portability and persistency. Persistency is the space and time that we were talking about before. So being able to get an always evolving world. The portability is in the making. There are companies like the Open Metaverse Consortium that are creating standards for portability. Now, you future entrepreneurs, where can you capitalize by this huge amount of information? So, just to summarize, the metaverse existed international of three key enablers. We have technology, so the layer of technology that is related to the devices, but also to the metal infrastructure, cloud, and so on. Creativity, storytelling. I have a podcast, if you're interested. It's called Field of View. You can find it on YouTube, Spotify, and on one of the first episodes, the second episode actually, I interviewed Vicky Dobbs-Beck, that is the Industrial Light and Magic X Lab CEO. You can imagine how, as being a Star Wars fan, I was excited like a fanboy when I interviewed her because she's been working on Empire Strikes Back, on Indiana Jones, and so on. And she told me that with immersive technologies and 3D worlds, we are moving from the classic storytelling of movies to story living. Again, the experience is at the heart of the metaverse, fundamental to build the metaverse. And obviously, human and social norms, so strategy, everything that is related to digital identity, digital economy, freedom of expression, security and safety, and, which is not mentioned here, but is probably the most important thing, responsible and sustainable metaverse. Being able to create a sustainable and responsible metaverse that is not going to harm the world that we're living more than what it is right now, right? So, a view of the metaverse today, very quickly. 10.7 billion of NFT sold in Q3 2021. OpenSea declared that only in Q1 2022, just OpenSea, that is one of the many platforms where you can buy NFT, they sold 5 billion worth of NFT in Q1, only OpenSea. So the number is growing. 46 million of daily active users on Roblox. This is an old number from December. The new number is 50 million. That has been mentioned before, so apologies, this is an old slide. 200 million Snapchatters are using augmented reality every day. This is not an emerging technology anymore. This is a technology here to stay, okay? Millions of people, God bless them, attended Ariana Grande concerts, and then $4,000 have been paid for a virtual Gucci bag on Roblox, which is way more than what a Gucci bag is worth. Now, let's make a slight distinction and a clarification about terminology. There is no such thing as the multiverse. Please stop talking about the multiverse. Please stop talking about the multiverses or the metaverses. It's like saying the internet is bad. Don't say. The metaverse is an infrastructure. It's like the internet. There are corners of the metaverse. We have one at Accenture called the Nth Floor. We have Roblox that is a corner of the metaverse, and so on. The metaverse, the view of the metaverse, as we would like it to be, is a connected world that is one single connected infrastructure, okay? So it's univocal, one person, singular, right? Now we have the centralized metaverse that is not Web3, and we have the decentralized metaverse that is Web3. So the metaverse can be centralized, like the example that you see on top, or decentralized Web3. Metaverse doesn't equal Web3, even less Web 3.0, which is something that was related to semantic internet and created by a Symantec engineer during the 90s. So is Web 3, not 3.0, The metaverse can be centralized or decentralized. Decentralized means that it's built with blockchain technology. Everything that you see at the bottom is blockchain technology, which is beautiful because platforms like, for example, Decentraland can be owned by the people that are purchasing the land. Decentraland is a DAO, is a decentralized autonomous organization. What it means? It means that everybody that purchases a piece of land on Decentraland has voting rights equal to the amount of land that they purchase. And when Accenture deals with Decentraland, we don't deal with the landowners because it would be a mess. We deal with an organization that is a non-profit organization that has been appointed by Decentraland to deal with external companies by the landowners, which is like a co-op. Can you imagine that this is started to look a lot like a socialist utopia that is using the capitalism weapon against itself? It's wonderful, right? So who owns the metaverse? Not Mark Zuckerberg. Of course they call the company Meta, but the metaverse is going to be owned by all the different people that are in the metaverse and by all the different people that will create metaverse platforms. Why this matters for business? It's possible to create presence in popular virtual spaces. We talked about Nike Land on Roblox. Engage with communities, being able to provide the creators the power to create products and services like Coca-Cola. New product lines. L'Oreal created a virtual makeup line that people can use for video conf calls. So if you don't want to go on a conf call without your makeup, you can put a filter and use this product that's been built and sold by L'Oreal, which is wonderful. Connect through experiences, immersive experiences in a physical setup. This is the Crypto Fashion Meta Gala that has been made in order to showcase fashion. We also created the Exterior Conference that has been created by one of our Accenture people, Alicia, from our Liquid Studio in the Netherlands. Go check it out, Exterior Conference, fashion, really beautiful event. There are a lot of videos about it. Or educate through entertainment, which is what Accenture is doing. We are using the metaverse to do induction of our new joiners. We purchased 60,000 headsets. We made more than 140,000 people go through our induction process. We purchased 60,000 because Meta only had 60,000. We wanted more, but they finished the headset in the warehouse. But we'll get more, no worries. Accenture has the largest deployments apart from Meta in any other private company in the world. So this is a huge use case because you get memory retention up to 35% more to what compared to normal 2D screens. So just to recap, in the metaverse, products can be experiential, digital objects, and they're all connected to community engagement, so tribalism. I have to be quick because I don't have much time. So I'll give you three main important takeaways. So first one is the metaverse is social. It is a place that is related to individuality and is connected to community. The metaverse experiences are less about transacting, buying stuff, and more about connecting, creating memories, creating experiences. And companies need to enter in the metaverse in an authentic way which represents the unique brand values. You have to be faithful to your brand in the metaverse because people will find out if you're not true, you're not real, right? And here you have all the things that you should think about if you want to enter in the metaverse. And those are all opportunities for you future entrepreneurs to find solution for. Now, this is a quick map of who's building the metaverse. 10,000 people that are going to be created in Europe. So there's an opportunity for you, if you don't want to be an entrepreneur, to be hired by Meta or by Accenture. We hire people. We are hiring people. We are hiring people. So go on Accenture Jobs and check it out because we are hiring a lot of people. We created the Metaverse Business Group. It's been announced 2 weeks ago. We are not going to tackle just consumer products. We're going to tackle all things about the enterprise, and you're going to see what we're going to do for our enterprise in the next video here. And yeah, 120,000 employees is more, is 140 now. Microsoft is doing amazing things in the metaverse, and I'll show you something in a second. And Apple, nobody knows what they're doing, but something is going to come out in the next probably year, from what I've heard. And with this, I'm going to leave you with a quick video of what we're doing at Accenture with the metaverse.
Mesh for Microsoft Teams will allow you to connect with presence and have a shared immersive experience directly in Teams. Let me now turn it over to Ellen Shook and Jason Warnke from Accenture to share how they plan to reimagine work with it.
Thanks, Satya, and hi, everyone. It's great to be here.
Thanks for having us, and welcome to Accenture's Nth Floor.
At Accenture, we have over 624,000 people serving clients in 120 countries. And critical to our ability to work seamlessly together is Microsoft Teams. We have turned our focus away from spaces and places to creating what we call omni-connected experiences, where our people can participate, contribute, and feel like they belong regardless of where they're working.
So it's been awesome to see Mesh for Microsoft Teams come together to enable those experiences.
And as Satya said, it's so important to bring the human connection into our digital world. We're using this technology for meetings and learning, team get-togethers, and it's helped us really transform our new joiner experience. And you'll see I've joined this meeting today using my avatar. We love this new feature because it gives everyone the flexibility and choice to show up in ways they are most comfortable. And for me, not having to be on camera all day has really helped with my energy and engagement.
And even though you're not joining on camera, it feels natural as I can see your facial expressions, gestures, and even live reactions. We've also created an incredible immersive space that's now seamlessly accessible directly through Teams. Why don't we go check it out?
Here we are, Jason, and your avatar looks awesome. Something that I really like is how freely you can move around and have face-to-face conversations.
That's exactly right. We've held more than 100 team gatherings in these immersive spaces where people can connect, learn, and collaborate because they're truly in the same place together.
The solution has been a game changer for onboarding about 100,000 people a year. And like many organizations, onboarding has been remote for the past 18 months. So bringing our new hires into this immersive environment fosters immediate and deeper connections. It transcends physical boundaries and helps individuals experience a culture in a very personal way. Our new hires meet many more people and grow their professional network much faster.
In IT, we're thrilled how easily we could unlock Mesh's capabilities through Teams. In fact, we're currently rolling it out on all of our computers and recently deployed 60,000 VR headsets. The integration with Microsoft 365 makes everything feel familiar. But on top of that, spatial audio makes everything sound just like it would in person. And I love seeing and hearing our colleagues collaborating and whiteboarding and using this space for productivity.
This doesn't just feel real, it is real. It's been exciting to see an idea become a reality in such a short time, enabling presence and connection that transcends location, keeps our culture vibrant wherever we're working, and levels the playing field to create equal and inclusive experiences.
Thank you all for taking a quick tour with us. And with that, back to you, Satya.
Thank you so much.